Whoops. So, doing some basic math here. Basic math. Alright, I already got obstructed here. So, right now we're at the combination of my intention to be plus your attention, your ability to understand. And because you want me to be stupid, I'm making small errors at all times that you can call on anytime I get above your head, or anytime you just want to dismiss me because I make sense right now and you need to come up with the logical structure to counter it but can't do it at the moment. So, all that being said, paying attention to the way computers work and all this, I'm noticing a pattern here of just talking until I don't know what's going on. I asked a simple question. So you're saying that you organize ones and zeros into a code and that the electrical charges communicate that code onto the screen after you pass it through a couple of processors. Makes sense until I get into the actual process. At this point, you're just saying words without justifying how it occurs. And the only reason I say this here is because I notice that whenever it comes to the things that I'm making, I don't get to just say something is happening. I have to explain why it's happening. You guys are just saying a lot, and then it's still just, it's happening. Why it's happening isn't there. Now, my theory for what's going on here is that we're met at a point of contradiction, of conflict here. I'm slowed for someone to have a say here on me being dumb or slow or whatever. Don't worry about it. I always get these. So, by get, I mean I always caught them. Notice how I said caught instead of catch? I mean, it's that hard right now. And now we're back to the manifestation of me losing my arm. This same girl wants me to be stupid. Don't fucking worry about this shit, alright? So, I notice here that it's pretty much a game of existence here. It's nothing, something, anything, everything, specific thing. At nothing, something, anything can happen, and then something specific occurs. Now, with nothing, something, everything is possible until it's reduced down into a specific state. This specific state dismisses a lot of things in order to justify its occurrence. Now what happens is that the logic that justifies this physical occurrence is contradicted by another physical occurrence. Two logics trying to exist in the same state, saying that this is the only way this can be, and that this is the only way this can be. With computers and with all this advanced science and the electricity argument, that's where I'm at right now. I'm at, well, even if you're still right, you need to have electricity. I'm at a point where I know all I need to do is describe what the function of electricity is outside of just being a power source or a flow of current. And I beat this whole thing. I have it. Disorganized here, once again, to have say ability. Someone's going to say he's not organized. I don't understand him. So, two concepts. Both attempt to make sense, but one wants to exist over the other, and so says, no, this isn't real because this is all life can be. No, that's not real because this is all life can be. The more that they restrict life, the more that they have to do in order to justify themselves physically occurring, the less that they can rely on to exist. Now, what I'm noticing with the technology competition is that there is a constant flow of restriction on every other side. And that in order for my machine to work against yours, I have to state reasons specific to you why your machine won't work, why your devices won't power, why your devices won't accomplish their goals, and vice versa. It's this competitive state that's creating a restriction that forces so much work to be done in order for a simple, believable concept to occur. This is why technology tends to talk until it's over the head of everybody who wants to know. Until it's like, all right, well, that is what that does, that is what that does. I don't even know what question to ask here. Boom, now you can't stop it. Now it's happening. Now you're just kind of like, you know what I mean? I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so what I'm noticing here is this restriction is caused by the attempt to restrict others. Guys say, how come he gets to have it so easy? How come he doesn't have to do as much as me? Notice that in that moment, they're saying his shouldn't work, he should not be, he should not physically exist if I have to do more work. If I have to do more work than him, if I still have to do work, then he should not physically be without meeting me at my level of work. Now, we know that these same guys will also go on to say, yeah, but if we can all do it, then it's not special. So I need to create some sort of tangible logic here that makes it so that I'm the only one that can do it, so that it can be special for me. Now, this is what causes the competition that makes technology so fucking annoying and confusing. You got your tangible structure that already hosts the logic that allows for these things to occur, which is really what's going on here. You figure out the shape of what's happening, or you at least create a shape that discusses the logic you're trying to create, and then you flow electricity through it, connected with a bunch of other processes and shapes that host the idea that you're putting onto the technology, that you're putting into the world, whether it's on a computer screen or actually having an effect on the environment. You have to create a shape that hosts the tangible concept so that it can occur. Now, someone's hitting me here with, yeah, but they're just rules. That's just the way things work. But once again, we're at that point where we've gotten above the head of historical precedent. You're relying on, yeah, but that's the way things have been working. It's not changing now. Physical currency. You keep maintaining that the ground exists now, it can't disappear all of a sudden. Oops, hold on, let me get that. Oh, I guess that wasn't, all right. That's the logic you guys are using. The ground exists now, it can't disappear all of a sudden. Now with that logic, you're combining it with if so. If does not occur, so cannot happen. You've got a grounded logic, something that you can't even prove yourself, something that you can't justify without meeting the same dead end of understanding that I'm at now. Then you've got if so. This is what's been working so far, we're not changing it. This is really what the contradiction I'm facing in, what the competition here is. It is, A, I want to be the only one that can do it. Now, this doesn't apply to me. This is y'all's mindset. I want to be the only one that can do it. B, I've got to keep going until I've met a point in which nobody else is willing to work this hard. C, once I'm over their head and they can't say why I'm not real and why I cannot occur, then I can use that space to create further restrictions on them to prevent them from ever catching up with me. Now, I'm being asked questions that I cannot answer because it turns out all this was hosting constancy of tangible energy, of tangible currency. Because people are so busy trying to keep the environment something they can understand, because people are so busy trying to make the world what they can control, they will refuse and resist anything that goes so far over their head that they've got no grasp of it in any way. They'll fight back. They'll kill it because all they sense is that that thing can say that I don't exist. That fucking thing is so fucking far ahead of me that it can say that I'm not fucking real anymore. No, fuck that shit. We're fighting. That's what's happening here. All right, so I'm gonna call this here. I'm not lost here. I'm at a resistance. So I'm assuming that I'm getting a response to my idea in real time. Okay, so all that being said, you guys keep saying that so has to occur. So wait, you guys keep saying if has to occur, so can happen. If is justified by a grounded argument that you're using the ethical currency of this can't disappear because I'll be dead-ended and life needs to protect me in order to be safe, in order to be stable. So now you guys are mocking and taunting me for taking on the actual logical and tangible structures that created the technology and the systems that you're dead-ended on your ability to explain anymore. Saying that I need to follow the rules that you know. But you have no idea where those rules even came from. You have no ideas how those rules even gained structure. All right, I got niggered there. That's what that shit was. That's what that was. I asked there. They're fucking niggering me here because I said they're wrong. That's what that bitch shit is, bro. All right. So, we're at a point where you guys are going to say, no, that can't occur because these rules that I physically hold myself to and keep up the currency of. With these rules are also a violation, saying that nothing else can occur until these rules are followed. Even though these rules are met with a dead end, an obvious currency, obviously caught. You just kept going until nobody could say why it wasn't happening. You might have even given people incentives to participate in, oh, excuse me. That's another sayability here. Notice the pattern of this. The more that I make sense, the more that I'm saying things that make sense, the more that my character gets attacked. The more I'm nasty, the more I'm dirty, the more I'm a nigger, the more that I'm just fucking retarded, the more that I'm a mess, the more that I don't take care of myself, the more that my fucking house is dirty, the more, oh shit, that sticky note is on the ground. Hold on. The more that it matters that I said house instead of apartment. You know what I mean? People are here saying, you're repeating yourself too much. It's not fair that you can be and I can't. Same person says, it is fair that I can be and you can't because that's life. This is the structure that forces you to try so hard to justify everything you want to do. This flaw, this contradiction of intention, this reducing the possibility of everything else so that only you can be, is why you have to work so hard. Not my fault, not something that I'm causing. So whenever you see that I got something without having to explain it until you approved of it, which is really just you not being able to say why it isn't real anymore, is not my fucking problem. You're the one that chose the life of trying to make everybody else impossible so that you can be the only one who exists. Those are your consequences. That is fair. So while everybody else, she just wanted to live life and see everything be possible, are going off and doing whatever they fucking want, and you're sitting there like, no, life has no structure that I can control it with. I mean, life just doesn't have structure. Constancy is gone. This is bad. Life is unstable. I gotta kill people now. I gotta fight. You chose this life. You chose to fucking make everything impossible so that you could be the only one in control. That's why it's like that. This is completely fair. So, yeah. What'll happen naturally over time is that all of my devices, all of my technology, everything that I want to do will naturally have explanations just to compensate for these guys that don't want to believe anything is possible unless they can control it. So, we're still at the dead end of them. Right now they have me caught at, you still need electricity. Currency of what? Of energy. Frustration of nothing something. Nothing something frustration is what causes all of life. The fact that nothing is still something and that there's, whoa, what the fuck, what's going on? That frustration is what's causing life. That frustration flows through my energy. It flows through my essence. It's why my words have a greater impact. It's why my actions still keep things going, even when I have very little. Nothing something is a form of energy. Electricity is a form of energy that causes physical pain. Your strategy. Using pain, using resistance to force others to give up on being possible. That's why you always want us to add physical. Oh, I'm talking to someone specifically here. I caught somebody here, and I'm talking with them right now because that's where the conflict is. That's why you always want us to add a physical manifestation of the property that you want us to discuss, that you want us to say is real. You want us to add physical motion. You want us to make every single thing that we want to happen a physical item that you can say is causing it. Because you're physical. Ever notice how you feel really cool when you're on your own? You feel like you're really nice, everything you're doing makes sense, but then somebody else enters the room. And all of a sudden your image just feels different. The way your body is being held just doesn't feel right anymore. The stuff that was cool earlier now feels lame. Now it feels like there's something wrong with it. It's likely because that person is acting on physical construences that have more momentum than your attempt to just let things be. Meaning, a guy who's willing to attack the environment because of what he thinks, the environment is just measuring and letting everybody be aware of so that we can know how to react to that guy and not set him off. This is what's causing those surface insecurities, those insecurities that are, how come I'm cool here, but here I'm fucking lame as fuck? How come here I'm dope as fuck here, but there I look like I feel like a clown? What's going on here? What the fuck? That's what's causing it. Ooh, honey bun. Delicious. Oh. Are you fucking with me? Bitch, bro, they tried to fucking break my tablet. That's how desperate this is. Look at this. What are the odds? No, I want you to see this. Look at this little crack right here. Look at this little crevice. Can you see that? Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. No, I'm gonna flip the camera. Wait a second. I can't flip the camera. Let me just turn on the light. Look at this. Look at that little crevice. I didn't notice that before. What are the odds that it would be perfectly shaped? I held my tablet, I pushed it back up against the wall here the first time. The second time, I let it hang off. What are the odds that there would be a little crevice for it to fall into and disappear as I'm disproving and making a lot of sense right now? That's also another issue you guys have, is that when something gets over your head, when something proves you wrong, you just try to kill it. You just try to get rid of it. You use an unfair argument. You use unfair occurrences. He was right. He was making sense. Oh, so tragic. It just didn't work out. Why is life not fair? Why is life not fair? It's your fucking fault. Now, obviously what's causing this major slow impossibility is the fact that everybody keeps fighting. Even I have a couple of guys that no matter what just want to attack me. I don't fucking know what the problem is. I don't even think it's personal. I think that they're just fucking retarded, and I'm just getting rid of them so that we can all be good. You're all talk. I'm really not though, and you fucking know that by this point. So now all these guys are dead-ended in their logic and want to become physical in order to assert themselves. They want to just cause physical change, physical reactions, get rid of the logic and host a physical chamber in which they can say, grounded precedent, logic is met by physical occurrence, and physical occurrence must happen before logic does. That's why they do it. Cut off here, and then they do a last Thursdayism. They do nothing existed before this point. They're doing vacuums wrong. Vacuums are supposed to expand beyond our knowledge. They're not supposed to limit our knowledge. So they create physical chambers that are limited in logic because they chose to limit themselves to logic once they were dead-ended in their ability to make everything not real so that they can be the only ones that exist, which there are ways to do that without corrupting the environment. You can do that in real ways. You can make that work. One of the best ways that I can teach people how to do that shit, you want to have an actual area of life where you're the only person that exists and you know that you're safe to act however you want. You got to take care of yourself here. You got to keep clean. Oh shit, hold on.